The worst to first rebuilds in NBA 2K are typically some of my favorite videos that I do make all year long. I actually did one of these not too long ago here on my channel. You guys really liked it. We're going to go ahead and do another one today. So if you don't know what a worst to first rebuild is, it's exactly what it sounds like. Basically, I have to go from worst to first. Basically, the worst record in the league to the best record in the league, and I try to throw it in a championship as an excluded challenge. It's really not that much more, but yeah. The CPU is going to be drafting my team today. 3-year fantasy draft rebuild. I also actually like doing less years in these fantasy draft rebuilds that they're worst to first, just because it makes it a little bit harder. Like, obviously, if I go ahead and do a 5-year rebuild for this, it actually makes it easier in the aspect of I have 2 extra years to kind of make this team better. It's not, having the worst team in the league is not really the hard part. It's getting to that best record that sometimes is a stickler here in 2K. So we're going to go ahead and have the CPU draft our entire team for us, man. There is a little bit of a trick or a tip, if you will, on, the easiest way to do this, man. It's basically the best overalls in your team just don't really get a lot of minutes or any minutes of all. It typically pisses the guys off if they're stars in this league. Their overalls might go down a point or two. If they're free agents, they might not want to resign. So that's kind of a risk you do run, but I'm probably going to have to take it today, man, because I do want to go ahead and get that worst record out of the way in the first season, so I can then go ahead and build this team. So I know this has been a long intro so far. I do want to apologize for that, but real quickly, if you guys have been watching these videos, man, or you guys are just new around here, whatever the case may be, if you guys would take 2 seconds out of your day, subscribe to the channel, man, it would definitely help me out a ton, man. We've been trying to grow this community, baby. We're on the road to 30K, and I really do want to hit that soon. So if you guys can do that for me, I definitely appreciate it a lot. And as always, you guys got any other new video ideas, make sure to leave it down below, and maybe on your way there, you can drop a like. All right, let's get into it. All right, so as always in these rebuilds, I do not go ahead and pre-select a team. That's so you guys know that I'm not cheating. We'll go ahead and scroll. We'll stop in 3, 2, and 1. We end up with the San Antonio Spurs. The team does not matter. We will simulate the entire draft right now, and I'll see you guys with the squad. So here is what our team is looking like. Jimmy Butler and Jamal Murray kind of go ahead and lead this team. Jimmy's not a guy I honestly do get a lot. Unfortunately, he's one of those guys in 2K that, not so much in the overall department, really in the numbers department does really start going down. I mean, at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler's a 20-plus point per game guy. I've even occasionally seen him get down to around 14 points in, the third year here, which is kind of unfortunate. Obviously, he's one of the best two-way players in the entire league, but yeah, we will see. But he's obviously not going anywhere right now. He is going to be on the bench, him and Jamal Murray. And again, I'm going to try to go ahead and make this team as humanly bad in the first season because, wow, we got Pau Gasol. I'm playing him 45 minutes a night. I'm kidding. I'm not playing Pau Gasol 45 minutes a night. But, yeah, guys like Lucas Samanage, Darius Miller, J.J. Redick, Pau, honestly. Pau was going to start. I wasn't kidding about that. But, yeah, that's probably going to be a very, normal-looking rotation for us. And then Jimmy, Jamal Murray, maybe even Plumlee will be off the bench in the reserves. So, we probably are going to make a trade or two because I do want to get a different point guard. I think Saban Lee's honestly one of those guys that's just going to be, he's so young that he's probably going to progress here. And I really do not want that to happen. So, I will be starting J.J. Redick. Jalen Noel can come off the bench. Miller and Bain are fine. Samanage and Roby are fine, and then honestly Pau Gasol and maybe a new backup center as well. So, honestly, I probably could look at some free agents here. It's probably not the worst idea in the world. We have to, wait, what? Where are free agents? Oh, it's right here. I'm fucking dumb. I was like, what the hell? Point guard department, who's bad? Kadeem Allen, Celtics legend. We'll sign him. He'll be our starting point guard. Then we'll sign a new backup center as well. We will go ahead and sign another Celtics legend, Luke Cornett. He'll probably be. Oh, we have to release somebody. Okay, it's weird. I don't want to release like our lowest overall. Maybe somebody will give me a pick for like Malik Monk, who's a free agent at the end of this year. I like Malik Monk. I just ultimately think I'm not paying him this offseason, so I might as well go ahead and trade him. He's also not going to be really in the rotation here in the first year, so. Yeah, we will see what we got. Some sort of trade offers here. He's only making, rookie contract still $5.5 million. Should be pretty easily tradable. Maybe if 2K loads while I'm still young. That would be nice as well. Or if I can just get offered a really bad center, that would be cool too. But not really looking like it. So I need somebody who's either so bad that I can release along with a first-round pick, or just something that's just horrible. Aaron Nesmith I actually like a lot. Jerome Robinson, he's making $9 million. Seriously? Okay. Honestly, I'll just trade for JaVale, and then Shaqtin' a Fool will be our starting center. All right, this is going to take me a minute to set this rotation. I'll be back. So, it took me a few minutes, but this rotation is set in all of its glory. Oh, baby, this is going to be a fun year. I'm going to go ahead and imagine that we are going to be very bad. I'd also like to put out there that I forgot to reset picks. That being said, I'm pretty sure we don't really have any other picks that we're supposed to have. We have a Warriors second. So, here in San Antonio, it's really not affecting us. I always forget because I'm dumb as hell. But, yeah. Back to the rotation. Kadeem Allen, J.J. Redick, Darius Miller, Lucas Samanage, and Pau Gasol. I think it's hilarious to still have a picture of Pau in the game at least. I mean, I know it's the Spurs, that's why it's like a real picture, but it's just kind of funny to me. Yeah, I'm hoping that rotation is something I never have to say again, because it is horrendous. Jalen Noel, Desmond Bain, Saban Lee, Isaiah Roby, and JaVale McGee. Our bench actually isn't even that bad. It's just a lot of young players in JaVale McGee. I think I actually do like that approach, because ultimately these guys could end up coming off the bench for me anyways. Not all of them, but a decent amount of them honestly could at some point in time. And then down here in the reserves, getting 0 minutes a night are the rest of these guys. Honestly, Jimmy, I want to make sure is in the reserve, because these two definitely, like, if people foul out, I cannot have these guys getting any minutes. We cannot play that game. I mean, if Keldon Johnson, Plumlee, Zeller, have to get some minutes, that's fine. But Butler and Murray cannot get a minute. So they're going to be pissed off. But, yeah, I don't really care. I have to be bad. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 1 here in San Antonio. We went 9-73. I think it's a safe bet that this team was the worst team in the league. James Harden, MVP in Washington. LaMelo, Rookie of the Year. Achua, Kawhi Leonard, Christian Wood. It's actually weird. You don't see Kawhi win Defensive Players of the Year award a lot, in 2K anymore. Taylor Jenkins, Coach of the Year. Looks like they were pretty good in Memphis. Yeah, 15 seed here, 30 in the power rankings. Just going to go ahead and take a gander that we were probably the worst overall team here at 9-73. Yeah, far and away the worst team in the league. Okay, we can look at some stats just because it's probably going to be hilarious. What? He didn't play, did he? Maybe he played like one. Maybe he played one game. I really don't know. I actually have no idea. I put them both in the reserves, but I'm assuming it's one game because neither of them have like any rebounds, any steals, anything like that. I don't know. 2K's tripping these days, man. We'll see in the playoffs real quick. We're still the worst team in the league, no matter what if they played or not. That wasn't the challenge. But Dame and the Knicks go on to win the finals. Congratulations, Knicks fans who won a finals. You're relevant again. I'm kidding. Calm down. All of those rejected. We will now sim through the lottery. We're obviously projected the first overall pick. Hoping we end up with it. We don't. We dropped to 5. Because why wouldn't we drop to 5, man? I mean, it's just why. Why wouldn't we drop to 5 with my luck? So, yeah. Pop is still here, so he's obviously going to be brought back. There's no reason for me to get anybody else. My guy, Trent Peterson here. I actually have a pretty decent CFO. Eldon Stewart's fine. Honestly, Tyler Richards fine as well. So, we'll also get my boy Owen Masters here, and we get all... Okay, I'm actually going to sign the... Okay, I'm going to sign the GM. Trent Peterson. Beautiful. And now I will sign Owen Taylor. Nope, sorry, you're a head coach. I will sign Steven Dawkins, a little bit of better ratings. Okay, perfect. Obviously, we have to make sure Popovich doesn't retire every year. That's big. But time to rebuild this team. Time to rebuild this team and get rid of a lot of these guys that are not going to be on this team much more than year number 1. How is Jimmy Butler's overall going up? That is crazy to me. We do have the 5th overall pick, and this is technically still the 2021 draft class because there's no updated roster. So, yeah, I can kind of really take whoever I want. I mean, K would be cool to get. I honestly kind of want to get Jalen Green, though. Shooting guard was an absolute gaping hole for... I mean, every position was a gaping hole for us. But realistically, we didn't have a shooting guard even if we, I did a normal rebuild with this team. So I might try to jump up to number 2. I might honestly try to do that. I'll see you guys if I have a trade. So the Oklahoma City Thunder do own the 2nd overall pick. I'm going to see if they want number 5 and Mason Plumlee for it. I really want Jalen Green on this team, and I agree with it. If Jalen Green goes first overall, I'm honestly going to kind of be a little bit upset right now. I've seen some videos where he does, and no, he did not. Who actually went first? Was it? Yeah, Evan Mobley. Didn't see him on the board there. And, I could take Cade. I get Cade a lot. Jalen Green's going to be my guy right here. We also do have a first overall pick in the 2nd round. I'll actually use it. I mean, honestly, it's basically a first-round pick. I also hate that logic that also, like, the 30th overall pick is basically a 2nd-round pick, and the first overall pick in the 2nd round is basically a first. No, they're not. Like, I understand what you're saying, but no, they're not. Like, they're a 2nd-round pick and a first. One definitely has more value than the other. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that logic. But looking at some prospects here, obviously I'll sort by overall, but I do want to see who's still available. I'm sorry, he should, okay. I'm not going to get into that right now. But we'll go ahead and sort by overall here. Trey Mann is here. I forget where he went. Miles McBride and Sean Highland. Quentin Grimes is here. Honestly, another shooting guard, not a bad idea. So Quentin Grimes, welcome to the team. Going to be probably signed as well. He's 71 overall. Green's obviously going to be around 78 overall. This is good. Keldon Johnson, Jalen Noel, Isaiah Roby, Lucas Sanders can all come back. If we don't use you, we'll get a first-round pick for you. So, free agency. Not the best free agency class in the world, obviously. I mean, our point guard spot set, our shooting guard spot set, our small forward spot set. And then, center's obviously the gaping hole. I don't love Keldon Johnson at 6'5" at our power forward spot, but ultimately we have bigger needs right now at our center. I mean, I just traded our center for the 2nd overall pick. So, yeah, time to either make a trade or a signing. I don't really think we have money, unfortunately. We have just under 17 mil. So, Maybe a guy like Rashawn Holmes, honestly. We can take a look at what were his numbers last year. 10 and 8. That's not horrible. Also could do something with Rashawn Holmes that's interesting that I've actually done in the past. Like if I shine Rashawn Holmes, I have to get rid of all these guys. That's not the end of the world. I'm going to bring in Rashawn Holmes right now, and I actually might be able to get somebody a little bit better than him if I move him down to the power forward spot. He actually jumped up to an 85 overall, so it's nothing against him. I just have to be the best team in the league at some point in time. So, you know, this isn't really a video where I'm going to, you know, sign a bunch of guys that are decent and then hopefully develop them into stars or whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys with the trade. So do the New Orleans Pelicans want to go ahead and give me Clint Capella for Rashawn Holmes? The money almost matches up perfectly. I knew they weren't going to take that one straight up. Let's go through this roster right now. Murray and Saban Lee will probably be our 2 point guards. We have our 2 shooting guards here. Grimes going to come off the bench. We're probably actually not going to need a backup small forward. So Desmond Bane honestly could be the odd man out. Or actually Lucas Salmon is probably the odd man out here if we're being honest here. It could honestly be both of them. I don't mind Desmond Bane. I don't need him. Jimmy's a 93 overall. It's going to be a 9-man rotation team. So I'm going to include him in a trade. I'll honestly give him my first round pick next year, which is going to have a ton of value as well. So yeah, honestly, I might be able to say Desmond Bane. Do I want to? Is he a free agent? No, he's definitely not a free agent next year. No, he's locked up. Sandwich is 2. I mean, I'm getting a first round pick for either one of them. Honestly, I'll try to keep Bane. Do they want to do that? They do. Okay, I'm going to get a first for Desmond Bane now just because I really would rather, you know, get a first-round pick from him than just include him in a trade where he wasn't needed. This team's not going to probably be the best team in the league next year, but we're also not going to really need our first-round pick. That's why I included it. First-round pick from Atlanta here. It's actually Oklahoma City's pick. This is a fantasy draft rebuild. I don't know how good or bad Oklahoma City is, so yeah. We need a backup center. I honestly am going to get Isaiah Roby some minutes. Let's go ahead and see our center options here. Hassan Whiteside. Cody Zeller's actually going to let me... He was on this team, right? Either way, if he wasn't on this team, it's going to let me bring... I know, he was definitely on this team. It's going to let me bring Cody Zeller back. Okay, this team's looking a lot different now. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. We have arrived at the start of year number 2 for us here in San Antonio, and this team is obviously looking a lot different, especially in the starting lineup. You know, that was obviously going to happen. I was happy we were able to keep Jamal Murray and Jimmy Butler. I didn't want to trade them. I mean, in a hypothetical world, maybe I could make this challenge a little bit harder by saying I can't have, you know, an 85+ overall off the bench or something like that. Like, I can't play them no minutes or whatever. But I'm fine with this one, man. I'm fine with the way this one turned out. If you guys do want to see that, you know, that added stipulation that I just mentioned, I'd be happy to do it in another video. Obviously, it's too late now, but let me know if you do want to see it. But I don't know if this team is going to be the best team in the league, but it definitely has potential to be a top seed here in the West. Maybe we can knock out that little championship bonus that I do include in these. So, Jamal Murray, Jalen Green, Jimmy Butler, Keldon Johnson, and Clint Capella are going to be the starting 5 here in year number 2. Bench unit, Jalen Noel, Cody Zeller, Saban Lee, and Isaiah Roby. So, decent amount of young talent on the bench. Cody Zeller is kind of the one veteran, I'd say here. I mean, what, 22, 22, and 23. So, yeah, a lot of young talent here. I know Cody Zeller is the highest overall. For those of you who always ask me, why don't I make the highest overall as 6-man? First of all, it's not how you should do it, but... Second of all, I don't do big men as my 6-man. So I will also say the Spurs need new jerseys, dude. I don't like that, like this jersey right here. I don't. I'm sorry, Spurs fans. I don't mean to offend you. I mean, there's only so much you can do with 1, that color scheme, and 2, that logo. I'm not ripping on you whatsoever, but I'm just saying those jerseys really just ain't it for me. But yeah, that's a moot point. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. So we already might have completed the challenge. I don't know what the East is looking like. It's the best record in the NBA overall. I forgot to mention that, my bad. But yeah, we're a 1 seed here in the West. So very well could have the challenge complete. I will now include in the challenge, especially if we're, you know, the best team in the league right now, that we have to win a championship. So Joel Embiid, your MVP in a Lakers jersey. That is a sight I hope to have to never see one day. Cade, Rookie of the Year in Detroit. Detroit, really? I'm just so used to saying that. In Portland, Achua 6-man of the year. I would like to see somebody else besides him win 6-man of the year, and I'd like to see somebody else besides Jonathan Isaac wins Defensive Player of the Year. He also wins Most Improved. Rick Carlisle, Coach of the Year. Why? We literally won 9 fucking games last year. We won 63 this year, and you still don't give me Coach of the Year? Or Greg Popovich, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, 2K. I'm going to go out on a limb. Oh, excuse me. I actually do want to check standings. And assume nobody else won 63 games. So, I mean, the challenge I gave at the start of the video is complete. I'm now going to say we have to win a championship as well, because honestly, that was a little bit too easy. So, honestly, maybe these are getting a little bit too easy. Maybe the way I should do it is saying, you know, the higher, you know, the guys I do draft in the 1st and 2nd round, I mean, aka, well, would have been Jamal Murray and Jimmy Butler. You know, I can't just put them in the reserves. I have to either play them or trade them. I think that's probably the way I'll do this next time. So, 17 rebounds, Jesus Christ. So, I do apologize if this seemed too easy for you, but, I do want to go out and try to win a championship. That is the starting 5 there for Memphis. We do have to face them in the 1st round. I guess Kawhi's technically facing his old team. We sweep them, moving on to Houston. Steph, Rozier, Little, Chris Boucher, and my boy Penis Cantor. Let's get by them. We do win in 5. Moving on to Dallas. Mike Conley, Bogdanovich, Utah, Watanabe, Simonis, Karl-Anthony Towns. Pretty good. We're still better. Celtics, Berkelberry, Simmons, Buddy Hield, Jeremy Lamb, Julius Randle, and Jackson Hayes. Okay, a little bit of talent, but again, not a lot. Now I guess the challenge is really complete. Okay, well, we're still going to do a final year because I don't want this video to be 12 minutes long, but yeah, I also don't know if we're at the 12-minute mark. I never know. That's just a rough guess estimate. We could be way further or way shorter than that. I don't know. We will now head up to league meetings for the final year. So honestly, we're probably just going to have fun with this team. I guess it's just a normal rebuild at this point in time. There's no challenges or anything. So draft lottery, I don't see Spurs anywhere, so we'll see like that. Knicks, Pelicans, Bulls, your top 3, followed by the Rockets and Thunder. Greg Popovich still has not retired. Got another championship under his belt. Eldon Stewart, beautiful. There's no reason to change anything else. I don't even know if you were a scout or not, but I'm not drafting anybody, so it's not a big deal. 25 and 15. I don't really need anybody here. I'm sorry. I really don't. I know you guys like it when I draft guys, but I just didn't need anybody there. I do want to bring Quentin Grimes back. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's a big free agent. Denzel Valentine shouldn't even be in the NBA. Free agency time. Jimmy Butler's my #1 priority. He does have 5 offers right now. Only real offer is really from the Thunder here. We're obviously going to go ahead and max him out. Player option, no trade clause. I'm not trading Jimmy, even if he does, hit the stupid 2K bullshit regress thing. Sabian leaves the free agent. I do not have bird rights on him. That's probably going to be the one thing we do kind of change about this squad. We do need to figure out who our new backup point guard is going to be. So I also could maybe change Isaiah Roby, who's also our other lowest overall off the bench. But yeah, we need a new backup point guard. Pat Beverly is just a little too old for me at this point. Maybe I'll sign somebody and trade them. Maybe I'm going to sign Rocco and do a sign and trade with Robert Covington here. Let's see what we can kind of get into. Let's see what sort of activities we can find here. Robert Covington, and honestly, I'll throw Isaiah Roby in and I'll replace the power forward spot as well, just to mix it up. We already completed the challenge, man. There's really no point in us, kind of going on any further here with, the same squad. So, Josh Giddey, honestly, I'll take Josh Giddey. Young point guard, currently a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder in real life. We also just went ahead and picked up Udoka Azubuike, who, if he could shoot the basketball at all, would be a perfect backup power forward for me. But, unfortunately, most of the time in today's NBA, you do need to be able to shoot the ball at the power forward spot. So, Azubuike, and I don't care that it's top 3 protected. I need some sort of other backup power forward. He's only making $2 million, so Cameron Johnson honestly could be my option. I actually like Cameron Johnson a decent amount. So, Cameron Johnson will be my backup power forward. Can definitely space it out a little bit. Not a bad idea. I'm going to roll with Keldon Johnson, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know he's only 6'5", but hey, it won us a championship. So, same exact starting 5. We changed up a decent amount of things on the bench. But the challenge is complete, man. If you guys don't want to watch any further, I don't blame you. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final year. Fresh off a championship, fresh off the best record in the league, we are back here in San Antonio looking to do it all again. Jamal Murray, Jalen Green, Jimmy Butler, Keldon Johnson, Clint Capella. Same exact starting 5 as last year. I'm sorry I didn't make a big move here today. Obviously I made a couple big moves, but, in the past offseason, I will say. Our bench has changed. Jalen Noel remains our 6th man. Cody Zeller remains there. Cameron Johnson and Josh Giddey are, the 2 bigger replacements, if you will. So, yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm not going to say what I normally say. It's that being, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, yeah, 2 changes off the bench, 79, 77 overall, respectively. I want to go back-to-back because I don't really go back-to-back a lot these days. I will see you guys at the end. 3rd and final year. Final year here, unfortunately, did not quite catch our record. I see we're a 1 seed here in the West. Steph, MVP in Houston. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. Achua, Giannis. Oh, my God. Sound of the breaking news alarm. Somebody else besides Jonathan Isaac won a Defensive Player of the Year without me overriding it. I don't remember the last time that happened. Typically, I'll override and put, like, Trae Young or something because it's hilarious. But I don't know the last time somebody genuinely besides Jonathan Isaac won a Defensive Player of the Year award in my videos. Good job, 2K. Bowl most improved, Pop 6'3", assuming that's probably the best record. So we did it for back-to-back years. Also, that could be another fun stipulation. You have to have the best record for back-to-back years or win championships 2 years in a row. You guys can let me know. As I mentioned a lot, you guys are a lot more creative than I am. So we'll look at standings, 6'3", yeah. 48 wins, seriously? That's how bad the East is? Just really living up to the stigma that the East just sucks. Murray, Green, Butler. So yeah, there's a little bit of a regression, but again, I don't really care that much. If it's working, there's really no reason to change anything up. So rebounds went to Capella. Jimmy Butler led us in assists. Oklahoma City, John Moran, Manuel Quickly, Mikal Bridges, Rui Hachimura, Deion. How are you an 8 seed? Is the West that much better than the East? Seriously? Dallas, Conley, DiVincenzo, Lamb, Sabonis, and there's just like that Oklahoma City team is better than they were. We went in 7. Oh boy, here come the Lakers. Who, yeah, Embiid, Siakam, Van Vliet, Thibault, Oladipo. Not a bad team at all. We do win in 5, and oh boy, Fultz, Melton, Middleton, Kevin Durant, and Christian Wood. Kevin Durant is the only thing between me, or sticking between me going back to back and having two of the best record. Actually, we already did the best record thing, but going back to back. Kevin Durant, don't do this to me right now. Jimmy, clamp him up. We win in 5. Jamal Murray, Finals MVP, coming off a series in 5 games, 32 points, 2.5 boards, 6 assists, 1.5 steal a game. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So, I mean, as I mentioned, I give you guys, some ideas on how I can make this worst to first challenge a little bit harder. I mean, obviously, I didn't do any of those really guests today. The one I mentioned about having for 2 years in a row, having to have the best record and then having to win 2 championships, I guess I technically did complete. But the harder one that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and the aspect of that I have to, really play the guys I draft in the first 2 rounds or trade them if they're an 85 plus overall. And obviously in a fantasy draft style rebuild, they're typically always an 85 plus overall. But if you guys do want to see that, I'd be happy to do it. I'll maybe, I'm not going to promise you, I'll maybe get another one of these before 2K22 drops. I'll give you a maybe. Because how far away are we now? Like a month? I'm pretty sure we're close to a month. Maybe like a month and a half. Whatever it is. I don't want to do like 3 worst to first rebuilds in the span of 2.5 months. That's just probably not it. But yeah. That pretty much wraps up this one. I guess we kind of, went over, above and beyond in this one, if you will, and kind of completed 2 different challenges. So if you guys did enjoy, you can leave a like down below, man. I would definitely appreciate it. As always, you guys, have been enjoying the videos, man. New around here. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, man. I definitely appreciate it. So, yeah, you guys got any other video ideas down below in the comment section? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.